Welcome back to Everyday Eats with Michelle. Today we're making shepherd's pie, one of my all-time cold weather favorites, and the leftovers are amazing. Let's get started. First thing you'll need to do is peel 1.5 pounds of russet potatoes, cut them into smaller chunks, get them boiling until they break apart easily with a fork. Once you've done that, we're going to add in 4 tablespoons of unsalted butter, a couple tablespoons of sour cream. You may need to add a little bit more as you go just to help the creaminess factor along. 2 egg yolks, no whites, just the egg yolks, a little bit of salt, a little bit of freshly cracked black pepper, and all that's left to do is to just get mashing. Your goal here is to get these as smooth and as creamy as possible. Like I said, you might need to add in a little bit of sour cream to help you achieve that. But these are going to be the topping for our filling, so we don't want lumps, we don't want bumps. It's going to make it really hard to spread if that's in there. Now we can move on to our filling. I've got a large skillet over medium-high heat. To that, I'm going to add in about 3/4 of a cup of onion, small, finely diced. Same thing with my carrots, about 2 to 3 carrots. I'm going to do a fine dice on those as well. I don't need huge pieces in my shepherd's pie. Add in a little bit of sea salt, a little bit of black pepper, and then we're going to let that go for about 3 to 5 minutes just to soften up the onions and soften up the carrots. Once we've achieved that, we'll add in 2 cloves of finely minced garlic. I just use my garlic press, makes life so much easier. Get that stirred in, let that warm up. About a minute or 2 is all you need. And then we'll add in our protein. I use a combination of 1 pound ground beef and then 1 pound of ground lamb. Most people just use lamb. I like to mix it up a little bit. We'll give that a stir, breaking up the meat into smaller chunks as we go and getting everything nicely combined. Then we'll add in a little bit of sea salt, a little bit of black pepper. Again, we're going to season each layer as we go, adding flavor. We'll let that go for about 3 to 5 minutes until we're all nicely browned and broken into nice little small pieces. Then we'll add in 4 tablespoons of flour. This is going to act as our thickener for our sauce. Once you've got that all nicely worked in, it should only take about a minute or 2 at the most. We're going to add in 2 teaspoons of finely chopped rosemary, a teaspoon of finely chopped thyme, 2 teaspoons of tomato paste, and about 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. Probably pronouncing that wrong, don't really care. I actually added in about another tablespoon or 2 of the Worcestershire later. Totally up to you. Then I'm going to throw in a little bit of sriracha. That's just to add a little bit of heat. I'm not really trying to make this a spicy dish, but it's going to help add a little bit of warmth. Now we're going to add in about 3/4 of a cup of chicken stock. We'll get that all stirred in. Once it comes to a boil, we're going to reduce the heat to low and let it go for about 10 to 12 minutes until it's thickened, just like that. Now I've got a 9 by 9 inch baking dish. We're going to load in our filling. We'll get that all spread out nicely across the pan into one even layer. And then we can go ahead and add our mashed potatoes. I usually just add in a couple drops here and there around the pan, and then I try to smooth them out. I started out using a silicone spatula. It usually works pretty well. For some reason today, this just was not happening for me, so I switched back to the spoon in a little bit. But you just kind of want to get it spread out in as even a layer as possible as you can across the filling. You don't want to push down too hard to have that filling come on up through, but you do want to try to get a nice seal along the edge of the pan with your potatoes. Okay, so we'll just keep adding some potatoes here and there, turning as we need to get that nice tight seal along the edges. And then we'll fill in any gaps that we need with our potatoes. Smooth that out, make it all nice and pretty, and we're ready to go. We'll pop that into a 400-degree oven for about 20 to 25 minutes until the top is all nice and golden brown. We'll let that sit for 15 minutes to help everything set. If you cut it now, it's just going to slide apart. And that's our shepherd's pie, perfect for these chilly evenings. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again next week.